we have come in terms of industrial training and leveraging the space. Also, of course, you've heard how NITA also works with other agencies, even beyond public institutions, government institutions, close to the private sector as well. And of course, talking about upskilling, reskilling, and cross-skilling, and also leveraging this nexus between the skills pyramid, the demographic pyramid, and the economic pyramid. A lot that is key for us to really take. Oh, 100 years in 2025. Awesome. I think that is worth celebrating. And of course, most importantly, celebrating the achievements that we have made as a country. In a very short while, we shall be now inviting any questions or remarks from yourselves. But before we get there, I would just like to invite the Director General of TVETA in a brief way, because you already told us about the TVET value chain and also looking at the input, the process, and the output. From the regulator's perspective, how best can industrial linkages be promoted in a very brief way?
As I mentioned in my presentation, that we train for the industry as training providers. And to ensure that the training provider speaks to the demand of the industry is providing a framework of engagement between the training providers and the demand side. And we can do this through regulation. There are three pillars that ensure the right skills are developed. One is the policy and legal framework that must be in place. And when you see most of the economies with the progressive TVET system, they have very good legal and policy framework. The second is in terms of the infrastructure, both in equipment and other infrastructural supports that ensure the right skills are instilled during the training. And the third one is the human resource that drive this process. That is the trainer and all other human resource that supports. So these three pillars sits in a base called financing and funding, because all the three pillars must be well supported financially to be able to do this. So what then therefore regulators does is to make sure that we link these three pillars in a more coherent and a simplest way of operating. When you do accreditation of institution and program, you look at the existence of this. The other thing is, once the accreditation process is concluded and everything is in place to ensure that the training delivery that meets the demand of the industry is in place, is continuous quality assurance, again, process. And that is the reason why TVET Authority developed what we call quality assurance framework. And essentially, it is currently the only one in Africa. In fact, quite a number of countries have been writing to us to request us to share our framework with them for purposes of improving the system. The process talks on how do you ensure you continuously engage the labor market to make sure that you are always at the top of the things when it comes to provision of training and skills development. So what then the regulator is supposed to do is to put in place all this process, engage all the stakeholders. The other thing is we are changing the approach to TVET regulations to be more friendly. We are not policing the entire process, because the moment you create an environment where people think you're becoming more punitive, then they start resisting. So our quality assurance or regulatory approach is more facilitative than policing. In other words, you try to understand the shortcoming in the entire process, and you support the system to comply. So compliance is based on facilitative process. The third aspect is that we have put the quality assurance ownership to the TVET providers, so that they are the one driving the process where is happening. And when we did that, we've seen a lot of positive response. Institutions are writing, we want to establish quality assurance system in our institution. We want capacity building. We want to be supported to do this. And we have seen over the last 3 years that over time, when we do the quality audit, the response and the level of compliance has been improving over time. And lastly is, as I mentioned, as long as we remain aware that whatever we are doing it for a system or for a third party. In this case, the consumer of our product and service, and our clients, who are the trainees in this particular time. You always remain knowing that you must meet the requirements or the demand or the expectation of this. And that is why 3 months ago, we signed an MOU with the National Chamber of Commerce and Industry to ensure that they are our feelers, they are our partners in the industry. Whenever we want to feel the industry, we want to feel through the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, because through their network, which constitute from small and micro enterprises, which is mainly or majority of our businesses, to the GN corporates in the industry, we will all of them get through the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The second is to work very closely with other government agencies who are in this space, like the NITAM, we have KNQA, we have other government agencies driving to this. How then do we build synergy so that we don't have to duplicate efforts and waste resources in what we can build on what are the successes of this? And finally, work very closely with our development partners so that, again, we tap their resources. And what I have learned from development partners and any other partner, first of all, you must develop trust that you can work with them, because no one wants to work with someone who is going to fail. You do a project, you fail, and in the list of those who are in that project, development partners and other partners, they don't want to go to that direction. So build trust, make sure you have capacity to do what you are supposed to do, and if you are not in a position to do it, don't push the partners to start having an opinion, so that even when you build the capacity later on and you want to engage them, it will be very difficult to convince. Also, the thing that I've realized, let's take time to scout and see the capacity that we have within ourselves. Some of the experts that we have today in this competition, I met them outside this country. Our competition manager, Brother John from Don Bosco, the first time I met him was he was officiating a WorldSkills competition in Rwanda. Our WorldSkills expert for welding, he was one of the experts in WorldSkills Africa in Namibia. And he's yet a Kenyan. We've never utilized him. We have never called him into our crucial meetings when we are discussing what to do. So let's also take time to appreciate what we have, scout for our talents, scout for the good people that we have within our community, and work together to make sure that we deliver on our mandate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for those great insights, Dr. Langat. Building synergy across a board, very, very critical, and also agility. You know, not doing things in a static way, rigidity, and we shall be able to really move spaces and achieve a lot more in this space that we are in. I would like to open the floor now to you.
Maybe before you open, my moderator.
Yes,
allow me
Mr. Nyangwasa.
to just make the following observation. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we need to begin to appreciate our own experts. 1 month ago, DG and my partners, colleagues, I had opportunity to join His Excellency the President in Congo Brazzaville. Congo Brazzaville, the population is now running between 5 to 6 million. And I realized even the taxis who are using, the experts who are here, the products you produce, they have a lot of opportunity there. In Congo Brazzaville, their youths, they have not invested in their youth the way we have done here through our TVET institutions. There is a lot of opportunities, be it salon, hairdressing, mechanical work, all that you will go around and see today. And these are areas which I think our His Excellency the President is busy opening. So as leaders, as industry players, we need to work together, support the government initiative, open these markets for them so that our youth would be able to utilize this opportunity. Again here, you only take like 3.5 hours and you are in Maputo. The Kenyans who are there doing super, they are the employers. In fact, you only need to operate a business and open up even a small workshop. You only need a driving license, leave alone even a visa. And you begin opportunity. In fact, in Congo Brazzaville, you don't need even to have a license to begin your business. They'll give a window period for startups for more than 14 months. And they love Kenyans. They export expertise from Lebanon. These are opportunities we can link you directly. So as Chamber DG, we want to offer our partnership, our linkages to work closely with the respective embassies to open more opportunities for our youth. Second thing I want to observe, let's change our attitude as parents so that we really create hope for our TVET graduates. You see, when you check our universities are not bad. Some of us are scholars there. Huh? But what develops an economy is investing in the people is in terms of skills transfer. Today, every parent wants their children to go to universities to do the degrees. Degrees are not bad, but I told you in my opening remarks, it's not sufficient. We need to start changing our attitude and support our technical institutions. I'm telling you, I listened to the Ambassador of America just 2 weeks ago in the Devolution Conference in Eldoret. And if a foreigner would be able to appreciate that Kenya is leading when it comes to expertise. Our workforce is super compared to none in Africa. And they are trusted. Their production level is super. Why can't we offer them opportunities? Financial institutions who are here, today we'll have graduates. Are you ready to offer them financial inclusion packages? Are you ready to offer them opportunities so that they buy equipment? Are you ready to open for them international exposure so that they get those opportunities? Burundi here, a lot of opportunities for our artisans. We must begin to develop our own. The last thing, work with our experts. We must really work with the government and support their initiatives to control imports. Why must we import even the bed stand for the patients in the hospital, and yet, DG, your graduates can produce? Why must we import seats like the one I'm seated on, and yet our graduates can do that? Let's empower our own by controlling cheap imports to give space, and let's really develop high appetite to buy our own products from our own expertise. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes, getting to doing it, because we have spoken so much about how it can be done. So it is the right time to really get to the space and do it. We're called upon in various spaces where we are. Let us do what we ought to do to make this happen. Yes, so it is about that time now. And Dr. Wanyeki, I don't know whether we have a mic that could go round. So that now we can hear from you participants you've had from this amazing panelist. If you could kindly give your comment or a question or a reaction, make it brief, direct it to a specific panelist, and let's see how this discussion goes. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much, our moderator. My name is Paul. My first question goes to our DG, Tiveta. And the question is, the idea of entrepreneurship and incubation centers is a great one due to its singular benefit of nurturing ideas among the youth into business and entrepreneurship.